and there's another thing too, fellas. Be real careful about this. I don't want y'all to be out here running around like, oh man, we hate women, 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 women. It's not all women. It's just the game allows for this play for all women, but not all women are running it. But you see why the women who do run it because they can. And then you add to that the emotions and all that kind of stuff, man. Like, look at what's going on with Fresh, bro. Look at what's going on with Fresh. So you just have to understand this as a man. And guys are out there like, but Uncle saying I'm not a player. You know what I mean? I'm not in the game. You're born into this game, my friend. You will die in this game. That's how it works, man. It is the game of life. And this is how we play it over here in America. They play it different in Germany. It's a little different in Brazil. And it's a little more different in China. It's a little different in New Zealand. But it's game nonetheless. So you need to understand the rules. You need to know. You need to understand what's going on in it. And people are like, well, I'm just gonna go MGTOW. Fine, go MGTOW. Right? A woman can still name you, even though she's never met you. She doesn't have to prove that y'all had a relationship. She just knew your name, put it on the birth certificate, and the state comes after you for child support. It's like, yo, what's going on? Now you got to go back into the system and get you a lawyer and all that to untangle it all. And in the meantime, you just hemorrhage your money. So it is what it is. Just be prepared. When it happens, just know how to deal with it. Right? Just know how to deal with it. So what do I mean by that? I got a story for you.
Everybody sit down, please. It's story time. It's story time.
It's story time, guys. I got a story for you. Right? It's a guy that I never met. So this story came, secondhand to me. All right. So it's an air traffic controller who was dating some woman. Right? Some fine chick, big butt and all that kind of stuff, big old whatever. Just a fine chick. He was dating her. He dated her for a few months. Didn't work out. He moved on. He was smashing and all that, but this guy was smart. He was protected, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Doing his thing. 5 or 6 months later, man, he gets legal paperwork saying he had to go to family court for a family matter or whatever, parentage or whatever. And it was about custody and child support, like, because you get 2 sets of documents. He's like, what the hell is this, bro? You know what I mean? What the hell?
Houston, we have a problem.
When he saw that, like, bro, what are we doing? So he goes to court, right? Which is the first mistake. Should have got a lawyer. But he just went to court. Shows up, judge there, she's there, whatever. If you've never been through the family court machine, bro, trust me, you need a lawyer. But the guy's like, look, I've never got anyone pregnant. I know I'm not the father. This has to be some sort of mistake. I was going to go in here and sort this out and I'll be out, right? Went in there, no attorney. She did all the filings. Let's say that she had an attorney, or maybe she had someone helping her, right? She had someone helping her. That's what it was. She didn't have an attorney, but someone gave her the play. Someone told her how to run it down. So she was doing all of her paperwork. She knew what to put in there and all this kind of stuff. Goes in there to the judge, right? The judge was sitting there. Now, mind you, a judge is sitting there looking at hundreds of couples a day. These judges don't care, bro. It's not like they're going to take a special entrance. You coming in here and saying, I'm not the father, right? 100 other dudes came in there before you said they weren't the fathers. It's the same thing. So now, Your Honor, we dated for a little bit, blah, 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 whatever. The dude didn't prepare a response or whatever. He didn't know what the dudes or judges yelling at him, blah, blah, blah. The judge makes a temporary order. So he heard the word temporary and he thought, oh, I'm good. It's a temporary order. Now, temporary means all the orders are temporary when you go through the family court system. It's just the legal terminology. All the orders are temporary. Why? Because they always change. The money always seems to go up or down, but mostly up, right? Custody changes. You get more time or less time. Things change. That's why all the orders are considered temporary. Because he didn't have a lawyer, because he didn't know how this stuff works, he was thinking, oh, I'm going to be good. I got a temporary order. That means the judge heard my story and we're going to be able to figure this out. Man, this thing goes on for about 2.5 years. 2.5 years. He's paying child support, right? He had 0 custody, so he's paying the max child support. He went and got a lawyer. The lawyer had to clean up a whole bunch of stuff, had to make a bunch of motions and do all this. It's hard to get on the calendar when you go into court. So he went through all this a couple years, and it was pretty fast for court. Just getting on the calendar here, getting on the calendar there, holidays, days off, Other stuff comes up. Judges have to move stuff around. He's paying for an attorney. He's trying to fix all this. Remember, mind you, he didn't go in with his attorney, which he should have. He didn't go in day one. If he went in with an attorney day one, it wouldn't have taken as long. It would have taken some time, though. So he's paying child support. He's doing all this stuff. Finally, doing this process, his attorney said, hey, man, you need to get some custody of his child so we can get a DNA test, even though the court wouldn't order a DNA test and the mom wouldn't make the child available to do the test anyway voluntarily. So, of the 2 years plus that he was going through this process, most of that time was spent trying to get a visitation. And they're taking all his money from him. And in the course that we've never been in the child's life. So we're going to have to do this. So it went from, you can get visitation, but you got to come to this office somewhere where someone is supervising the visit. You get 30 minutes or an hour or something like that. You got to do that for weeks and weeks and weeks, months and months. And then they'll okay, now you can come in here and visit the child for maybe 3 hours, weeks and weeks and weeks, months and months, or three separate occasions. So now he's got to change his schedule at work. He's missing time. He's like, take time off to work to do this, right? He's like missing overtime opportunities. He's doing all kind of stuff. So eventually he gets to a point where he gets to take the child out and walk the child around. So by this time, the kid's walking, really. Like the kid's starting to walk around, like you got a little stroller and, baby scooters and stuff like that. So he finally gets a chance to take the child out. It's him and the child, but it's still supervised. And he has to pay to have the person supervise the whole visit or whatever. But that's 3 or 4 hours or whatever. So you're paying for this person. You see how the money just keeps adding up and adding up and adding up. Still paying your lawyer. Your lawyer still has to make all these motions. You still got to go to court. When a lawyer has to go to court, you got to pay from the time they get in the car and come to court until they get back to the office. So you're paying for a whole day, bro. At $200, $300, $400, $800, $1,000 an hour. It's crazy, right? He's spending money. It's like, damn. Finally, he got a moment where he had the kid and the supervised visitation person was distracted with something, and he swabbed the kid real quick and put it in a little baggie, gave the kid back, went and got a DNA test. He swabbed himself, got a DNA test, boom, it comes back, he's not the father. You know what I mean? It's a 0.000000000000001% chance that you're the dad. It's like, all right, you're not the dad. You're not the dad. Right? So they got go emergency hearing. We got to get before the judge. We got to see the judge. Well, it took weeks, maybe a month and a half, get before the judge. Your Honor, we have reason to believe that he's not the biological father. We have a DNA test. Judge gets, man, how'd you get a DNA test? Well, I swabbed him. Like, you did it without the permission of the mom, but he was in my custody. But it doesn't mean you had legal permission. So you got got hit with a sanction from the judge. So that's more money. But they were able to insert doubt. Now the judge had to issue an order. We have to determine that this is the biological father. The mom was sitting there fighting tooth and nail. No. I don't want to do this. We all know why. She knew he wasn't the father. Even the judge probably at this point realized this guy's not the father. Here we are over 2 years in, paying all his money, child support. This guy was an air traffic controller, so he's probably paying a couple grand a month for at least 24 months, about $50,000 plus, easy. Plus the sanctions and all that other kind of stuff, plus paying for his attorney, right? At least another $30,000 to his attorney. So he probably between $80,000 and $100,000 over 2 years trying to get from under this thing. Of course, they go do the DNA test. Of course, the test comes back. He's not the father, not even close. Judge releases him from the financial responsibility. Case closed. Did anybody go after the woman? No. Was her case remanded over, to the big boy court, to the appellate court or whatever, like the real court, superior court over there? No. Did the investigators come? Was there an indictment? Was there an arrest? No. And she got tons of money, well over the threshold for a felony, but no one came after her. Could he have gone after her civilly? Yeah, he could have, but it would have cost him even more money. And he would have gotten anything. Can't get blood from a stone, yo. Can't get oil from a turnip. Right? He only took her out a few times, bro. Right? And the fact that he was strapped up with all that, but I don't think he had I don't think he was, smashing that much. That's the nuclear option. Why wouldn't you run that play if you know you're not going to get in trouble? Right? Why wouldn't you? Brother Jake was like, yeah, funny how it works. I got a strong arm that DNA test with penalty just to insert doubt of being the father. No refund. Facts. Can't get juice from a tomato, right? From a potato. Facts. You know what I mean? Facts. And at the end of the day, she didn't get in trouble. And she made all that money. And if I'm not mistaken, he had to pay because at one point she got an attorney as well, but he had to pay for her attorney. The court made him pay because they filed for that. Where the other person pays for the attorney. So he probably had to pay for that other attorney as well. Whatever. He didn't care. He got out of it. That's like a little over 2 years, man. 2 years of this. All that money. Why wouldn't you run that play? You know, why wouldn't you run it? And you know, people are just like, damn, bro. Don't hate the players, hate the game. So dudes are like, well, what do we do, huh? Just leave women alone? Like, nah, man, just move with purpose. Understand if someone's running if she runs the nuclear option on you, you get court papers, you know, you get documents summoning you to court for this, you bring an attorney with you, bro. You let the attorney handle their business. That's what you do. Yeah, you're going to pay. You're going to pay. Your attorney will put in the documentation that she should have to pay because you're not the father, blah, blah, blah. We have strong reason to believe, blah, blah, blah. And the judge might say, yeah, he's not the father. We got the DNA test done. And mom, you got to pay for this attorney. That might happen. Normally they don't. Normally when attorney fees come into play, they just let the representatives pay their own, like the petitioner and the respondent pay their own attorney fees. But you never know what the judge is going to do. But at least your attorney is filing stuff. If get you a good attorney who follows the rules. There are a lot of attorneys out there who don't follow the rules, especially in family court. I had another attorney say, it wasn't my attorney, just some attorney standing there in the elevator one day. It was like, bro, this is liar's court. It's like everybody who comes in here lies. It's like attorneys are in here lying. And I got proof of that. I can show you solid evidence. Like, this attorney lied about this thing under oath. So that's the problem with family courts. They don't take the whole oath thing properly. And they're just keeping it 100. Dudes are the targeted ones for the most part. It's the dudes that get lit up in there. There are some women who get lit up and tore up in family court. Yes, that is true. There are some. But mostly dudes are the ones that get lit up. So this is how you combat the nuclear option. You got to make sure you get you an attorney. Your attorney's on point. You got to make sure that you're taking care of your side of business. You haven't protected sex, right? And the best thing to do, especially if you're older, snippity, snip, 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 man, get that vasectomy, right? I got another story for you. This one's, it's a quick story. It's a quick story. We're down in Colombia, right? Kicking down there with some old dudes. Y'all know I'm old. These guys were older than me, man. This is over decades. This is a couple decades ago. You know what I mean? And we're just kicking it, and this girl comes up to the guy, like, the older dude has this young Colombian woman, is like his Colombian girlfriend or whatever. He decided he wanted to get to another girl, so he found another girl, and he stopped seeing this one girl, Colombian girlfriend. And then she hits him up, months later. Hey, got bad news. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I'm pregnant. And he was like, oh, congratulations. That's what's up. You know what I mean? I'm happy for you. You know what I mean? You're pregnant? Yay. That's what's up. When's the, you know what I mean? They're like, when's the baby shower, man? I'll send you some diapers or something. And she's like, no, you don't get it. You're the dad. And the dude's like, what do you mean I'm the dad? She's like, well, when we come down here, you never wear anything. And, we were intimate and, you said you loved me and I believed you. And, I'm just going to need a little bit of help. I'm not asking you to marry me or nothing, but, I don't want to go through the whole court thing. And I just need a little help. Maybe you can send me, maybe $400 a month. That'd be just more than enough. And he was like, I wouldn't mind sending you the money because, you were sweet and you were nice to me when we were together. But he was like, babe, I got to tell you something. This woman, she read English pretty good and, spoke English pretty good. He took a picture of his medical records. Just shows that he clearly had a vasectomy. He can't have kids. Send it to her. She didn't even call back. Like she read that or had somebody help her read that thing. Like, what does this mean? That means he ain't the father. He never heard from Shorty again. Old boy knew the rules. He knew the rules. Mr. Minnesota, what's good, fam? Always make sure you putting on condoms. You bought yourself 100%. Yep. Yep. You want to do that, bro. And condoms aren't always 100%. And learn how to put them on properly. I was talking to Miss AKA lady about this. I'm like, I don't think I've ever put on a condom proper in my life because I'm always in the moment, just using one hand, trying to figure stuff out. But yeah, Mr. Minnesota's 100% correct, bro. Make sure that you bought them yourself. There are people and they'll get a needle and poke holes all up and through that thing, bro, and put it on. I'll put it on for you. You know, they'll use their mouth and everything else, bro. I'm telling you, man. This is how you combat the nuclear option. You just have to be prepared. You got to be ready to go. Ready to go. And sometimes, like I said, in the story that we read, old girl really didn't know who the father was, but, you know, that's what she told him. I mean, I'm not quite sure. I know she knew. She strongly suspected at a minimum. She knew. Right. And if you're with someone, you're not, you know, using protection, and, you know, you got to be prepared. Like, okay, I may in fact be the father. So let me get custody. Let me get at least 50% custody. That's going to affect the child support because you're going to spend that money anyway. Kids cost a lot of money, man. I just went and bought my daughter. We talk about this all the time. You know, she wanted some tacos. I went and got her favorite tacos, man. It was over $10. I'm sorry. It's over $30. She gets 10 tacos and it costs like $30. You know what I mean? So kids cost a lot of money, man. They need instruments, they need shoes, they need clothes, they need medicine, they got to go see doctors, they got to have trips. You know what I mean? Especially little kids, man. They need car seats, they need strollers, you need baby bags, man, to carry all that stuff, bottles, diapers. You know what I mean? You need toys. Hey, bro, kids are expensive. Right? Even if you just get hit with child support and that's it, you got zero custody, you just paying child support. That's way cheaper than actually raising a child. This is why when you go back to the fresh thing, that Jen Chan girl, she ain't never going, if she is pregnant, which I doubt 100%, she ain't never going to have that baby because it's not enough money involved for her to have that child. The most she's looking at on the outrageous high end in New York a month will be $4,000. And that's working on the assumption that Fresh is making over $300,000 a year after when it's all said and done. We have no idea how his finances are structured, but the absolute most she's looking at $4,000 a month. You know, the absolute most he's looking at down in Florida, same scenario, making the same amount of money, zero custody, probably $2,600 a month. Is that any real money? $4,000 a month doesn't even cover rent in New York. And you still need food and all that other stuff I mentioned. Babysitter. Child care is the most expensive thing, bro, about being a parent. Child care, man. Child care is insanely high. And if you don't have family or close friends that can help you out with child care, bro, you ain't doing nothing. You don't be working just so you can pay for the babysitter, bro. So, I mean, it's just crazy. Brother Jake was talking about vetting skills are at the top of my list. Went out with this girl who told me about her work history. She can't even hold a job. Yeah, that's a big red flag right there. So that gave me reason to doubt her ability to commit. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, bro. You're dealing with a woman who don't work. She still needs money. How's she surviving? That money coming from somewhere. She can't keep a job. That money coming from somewhere. Yeah, GMC having like $120 worth, $120 a month worth of tacos, bro. Yeah, she don't get it. We don't do it like every week. You know what I mean? But definitely half that, bro. Half that, $60 a month, easy. Of course, there's some months we don't do it at all. Plus the drive up there. It's called Taco Bar. It's on 19, bro. If anybody wants to check it out, if you're in the Tampa area, it's a good place. It's good food. I normally get a burrito, and we don't do it every week. But that's still like you're looking at it's $120 every 4 trips, right? Every 4 trips is $120 minimum. But you know, you want your kids to be happy. They light up. It's like getting them a Happy Meal, bro. My little girl used to love Happy Meals from McDonald's. The chicken nugget Happy Meal. Her eyes light up. Oh, can I have barbecue sauce? Make a mess. But that stuff costs money, man. Kids cost a lot of money, gentlemen. A lot of money.